Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So if you guys can hear me okay and everything sounds good, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, then please give me a thumbs down or an angry face, and I will try to work on everything. All right. Shout out to everybody that's in the building early. We're going to shout out the early birds. We got Brooklyn Queen 125 in the house. Shout out to you, Brooklyn Queen. We got Miss Nisi in the building. Shout out to Miss Nisi. We got Shamika Gray in the house. Shout out to you, Shamika. We got MC in the building. We got Tabith in the house. Shout out to Tabith. We got Black Spider B1. Shout out to my man KO Kid Fit. Make sure y'all throw some radiation emoji in the chat and some flames in the chat for my man KO Kid Fit. KO Kid Fit said, I missed the C19 Super Soldier Serum stream. Man, that's a tongue twister, bro. That's a tongue twister. That's a tongue twister like do or die. You know what I'm saying? Pope Pippin back in the day. Back when Twister used to go as tongue twister. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9. We got Solo T in the building. My man AB Promotion is in the house. Shout out to DC Precise. All right. It's good to see everybody. So your boy is trying to get through these streams. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bust this stuff out. If you don't catch it live, make sure that you hit hashtag replay gang in the comment section along with your comment. All right. What we won't talk about today, real quick, because I'm trying to make these as streamlined as possible so we can try to get through all of this stuff. Your girl, Nimrata Randhawa, a.k.a. BKA, Nikki Haley, and Kamala Curry Harris. They are demonstrating the AAPI convenient problem in politics. The AAPI convenient problem in politics is that many AAPI people and politicians create ahistorical references of history. They also don't stand on their original words, and because they're mainly trying to get the votes or support of people who are interested in downplaying our history for political reasons, they cooperate with it as well, despite the fact that, you know, sometimes these things happen to them too, and they just turn a blind eye because they don't want to have to directly deal with the problem. It's easier to join them than it is to beat them. You know what I'm saying? So they take the easy way out, despite the stereotypes of allegedly being hard workers. You know what I'm saying? I would consider people that have been confronting WS for centuries in this country without any allies, I would consider that hard work. I wouldn't consider people who want to be on the team of the bad guys because the bad guys have an advantage right now. I wouldn't consider that a hard worker. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. All right. So we got to go back in time. All right. And what we got to go back in time to is when Kamala Harris agreed with Tim Scott. How many people remember that? Shout out to my man, John Guillory. What's good with it, bro? If you guys remember when Kamala Harris agreed with Tim Scott, give me a thumbs up in the comment section and let me know what it was that she agreed with Tim Scott on. Shout out to Carlton. What's good with it, bro? We're going to take it back in time. The reason why we're taking it back in time is because this is a reference point to discuss current day events. This is also a reference point to discuss why people should absolutely not support Kamala Harris or Nikki Haley. Because the joke is that they're the same person. Those two individuals are the exact same person. Yeah. Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Shout out to Miss Nisi. Shout out to T-Lo. Shout out to DC Precise. Now, I see you guys know what Kamala Harris said a while back. My question for you all is, do you know what she said recently? I know y'all know what she did last summer. Do y'all know what she did last night? That's the question. That's the question. Shout out to my man Carlton Way. You've never seen him in the same room. You never seen him in the same room. Shout out to Shamika Gray. Shamika Gray said that statement is a big slap in the face to FBA. And it's an even bigger slap in the face if Nikki Haley is the one swinging, because her hands are like one of those stretch hands on those stretch hands that you get out of the gumball machine when you stretch it across the room, and that hand is big and it'll smack the dog crap out of you because it's so doggone big. So it's already a slap in the face if somebody say it. But if Nikki Haley says it with them big man hands, that could really cause some problems. That might jar you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Might shake you up a little bit, might rattle you up a little bit. If Nikki Haley gets a hit in on you and you get shaken up a little bit, don't even feel bad. They say that the punches come harder if the person's hands are bigger. And we know she got some big ass hands. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Kamala Harris agrees with Senator Tim Scott that America is not a racist country. Y'all see it right up here on the screen. This is an article from The Hill. All right. This article was published on April 29th of 2021. Kamala Harris agrees with Senator Tim Scott that America is not a racist country. You don't get to go back on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to go back on it. This ain't a strip club in the boom boom room. You don't get to go back on it. The vice president agreed with Senator Tim Scott that the U.S. isn't inherently racist, which is interesting because inside of all of the founding fabrics of the United States exists remnants of anti-Black racism down to the infrastructure. Landmark names, city names, and the national anthem. Star Spangled Banner. The Constitution. Sundown towns. Are you serious? So now who is she fooling? Harris noted, however, that domestic terrorism manifested by white supremacists is one of the greatest threats to our national security. What does that have to do with the United States being inherently racist? Now, mind you, this is an individual, right? Kamala Harris is a immigrant, child of immigrants, you know what I'm saying, who did not experience generational racism in the United States. She doesn't come from a family descended from American slaves. So my question is, for one, if you don't know the history, why are you saying that? And for two, if you're not part of the group that these historical truths are a part of, why are you running in front of a bunch of people to make this statement? And who are you making this statement to? Who are you trying to convince? Why is this important? Y'all will see. It doesn't help. So what Kamala Harris says is that racism doesn't exist, but WS, domestic terrorism, is a national security threat. Now, I want you guys to pay very close attention to this, and you guys may not agree with me, but I guarantee you, if you keep an open mind and follow what I'm saying as I say it, and I show examples of it throughout my live streams and other content, you will begin to see what I'm saying. When it should never be taken serious when a Democrat references white supremacy, ever. If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. When Democrats mention white supremacy, it should automatically be shouted down and not taken serious whatsoever. Anytime the Democrats mention white supremacy, 7 streams should pop up. 7 videos should drop. Community posts should pop up. This is fake. These people are liars. This is disingenuous. These people are idiots. We're totally stripping them of their credibility. You are nothing. Now, why do I say that? For one, because the Democratic Party was literally born out of WS, right? Second of all, when the Democrats reference white supremacy, notice how they don't have a problem saying white supremacy, but they have a big problem mentioning anti-black racism. When is the last time you heard a Democrat mention something in terms of anti-black racism? I want y'all to make this echo throughout the world. When Democrats mention white supremacy, that is a Democrat dog whistle to disparage the right and to create fear support among black people. When anytime the Democrats mention white supremacy, it's specifically meant to target black people into giving a fear reaction for support of something that probably is not even a factor to us, to help them in whatever proxy battle they're fighting against the right at the time. When we talk about white supremacy or white extremism, we're actually talking about white supremacy and white extremism. We're actually talking about a corrupt DA. We're actually talking about somebody getting deleted. We're actually talking about the quote unquote criminal justice system. All of the reports that have come out about WS's in the law enforcement system, when have the Democrats done anything about it? Now, that's a situation where you're talking about domestic terrorism and all these police officers got all this access to infrastructure as far as WS's go. That would be the perfect thing for Democrats to reference and use their political power to do something about. But they haven't done that. All they do is talk about criminal justice reform. And when I say criminal justice reform, I'm talking about law enforcement. And the reason why I'm talking about law enforcement, right, is because law enforcement targets us disproportionately, which in turn causes us to be either deleted by law enforcement or imprisoned disproportionately. But make no mistake, criminal justice reform, law enforcement reform is not synonymous with quote unquote black policy. Just because something targets you disproportionately does not mean that that's a policy specific for you, because even though you may benefit greatly from those changes as a result of numbers, those are still numbers of things that other people can take advantage of, and those dynamics might change, like what we see with affirmative action. That's why it's important to dot the I's, cross the T's. You know what I'm saying? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now, the Democrats, when they say white supremacy, they're not talking about anything that's going to be helpful to us. When the Democrats talk about white supremacy, what did they do in Buffalo? When the Democrats talk about white supremacy, what did they do in Jacksonville, Florida? Now, here's another thing, right? All of those, the mass shootings that were done against AAPI people, that were done by white people, did they mention white supremacy when any of that happened? The Democrats only mention white supremacy in regards to black people, and they always mention white supremacy in regards to not doing anything about it. I'm telling y'all, right? You may not agree with me, but all I'm asking is if you don't agree with me, give me a chance. Pay attention to the pattern. If you see articles, or even if you see articles that don't align with what I'm saying, send them to me. We'll talk about them. But I'm telling y'all that this is what they do. And in my content, hopefully I'll be able to prove that to you. Now, is this me telling you not to say anything about white supremacy or not to mention white supremacy? No. I'm telling y'all how these people play these political games, which is why none of them can be trusted, which is also one of the reasons why Nikki Haley and Kamala Harris are the same people. Because Nikki Haley is an AAPI individual that successfully converted herself into a white person, and Kamala Harris is an AAPI individual who successfully converted herself into a black person. These are convertible women. You know what I'm saying? They're convertibles. That's what we should call Kamala Harris and Nimrata from here on out. We should make a Disney Pixar movie called The Convertibles. They could be a singing group. Joe Biden in the Convertibles. You know what I'm saying? Sign the Slowtown Records. Shout out to FBA B1 Duddy. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, the Convertibles. Nimrod and Kamami. Facts. They'd be sitting up there looking like the, I would say the Pointer Sisters, but I think that's a bad comparison. But y'all get what I'm saying. So now here it says, it doesn't help to heal our country, to unify as people, to ignore the realities of that. So what she basically said was a bunch of nothing, right? Now remember, this is old. This is old Kamala Harris asserting that the United States is not inherently racist. Keep that in the back of your mind, okay? You guys can even type that in the comment section every couple seconds. Yeah, shout out to Two Factor. We can call them the Punjabi pair. We can call them the Punjabi pair. With Kamala Harris, since she decided to convert herself into a black person, we could call her the Punjabi pair. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go over this in summary, all right? Again, remember, this is from 2021, so this is old news. Vice President Harris on Thursday said she agreed with South Carolina Senator Tim Scott's claim that America is not a racist country. And then she said, but she noted that the U.S. needs to speak truth about the history of racism in the country, which is fascinating because she just lied about the country's racist history. You know what I'm saying? She just lied about it. And then turned around and says, well, what's important is that we tell the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that's not about crazy, I don't know what is. No, I don't think America is a racist country, Harris said during an interview with ABC News' Good Morning America. But we also do have to speak the truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today. Okay, so shout out to everybody that's in the comment section, right? I need everybody. We got 51 people in the comment section. I need each person in the comment section to type one historical instance of United States of America racism. If you know more or can recall more off the top of your head, by all means, exhaust your inventory, exhaust your repertoire. Put it all in the comment section. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 44 live viewers and we got 33 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 50 likes, that would be great. So now Kamala Harris says she applauds the president for always having the ability and the courage, frankly, to speak the truth about racism in the country. What kind of racism did the president speak the truth about? Slavery, Jim Crow, every black town destroyed, redlining. Facts. My current employment too, Brooklyn Queen. I feel it. Tuskegee, the justice system. North Carolina, the eugenics experiments, right? You can watch an episode of Fresh and Fit to see racism. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So now here said Harris noted that domestic terrorism manifested by white supremacists is one of the greatest threats to our national security. What happens when those white supremacists are law enforcement officers that work directly with the government that maintain the inherency of the racism? Because that clearly is a thing that can be backed up by CIA and FBI investigations. What about the Florida Gators anthem? Is that racist? Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's. I ain't trying to be funny. They get away with it because it got maple syrup inside of it. But I swear that Miss Butterworth is a black woman. You know what I'm saying? They just get away with it because the syrup is in there. But I swear, I don't have no definitive proof. Somebody might know something that I don't know, but I swear Miss Butterworth is a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says it doesn't help to heal our country to unify as people to ignore the realities of that, she said. But at the same time, she's ignoring the realities of it. She is ignoring the realities of it. Do you guys remember the corrupt prosecutor in the Ahmaud Arbery case, Jackie Johnson? If you guys remember her, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't remember her, give me a thumbs down. Two Factor said Miss Butterworth had a fatty. You crazy. two, Two Factor ain't got no sense. You know what I'm saying? You need to change your name from Two Factor to Two Marbles. I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm telling you, Miss Butterworth is black, man. They just get away with it because they had the syrup in there. So they could be like, the syrup is brown. The syrup is brown. Listen, man, Miss Butterworth is black. I want to do some research, some back information. You know what I'm saying? Some retro research on Miss Butterworth and see if we can find out who the person is that Miss Butterworth was made after. Carlton, you said Miss Butterworth was thick. Y'all crazy. That's why they call her Miss Butterworth. You know what I'm saying? Sir Mix-a-Lot made that song about her. I like Big Butterworth. I cannot deny. Oh man. Probably the lady they stole the recipe from. Facts. Facts, DC Precise. And that's what I'm saying. I bet you it was some black lady, something named like Miss Wentworth, you know what I'm saying, or Miss Jamesworth or something like that. And they just changed it. I'm telling you, man. Okay. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen got the deets. She said the syrup bottle was allegedly modeled after Thelma Butterfly McQueen, who played Scarlett O'Hara's maid in Gone with the Wind. I thought I saw that Miss Butterworth silhouette somewhere. I knew it. I knew it. So there's that. So now here it says her comments came after Scott, the only black Republican in the upper chamber, delivered a GOP alternative to President Biden's first joint address to Congress on Wednesday. Okay. During his speech, Scott said that he has experienced the quote unquote pain of discrimination, but stressed that the U.S. was not a racist country and race should not be used as a political weapon to settle every issue the way one side wants. Now, as far as these sides, we're talking about two sides of two factions of white people that have issues with each other on how to run the country, right? As far as any race issue being settled, quote unquote, on our side, we haven't gotten any issues settled as a result of atrocities that occurred to us because of race. So if Tim Scott wants to, quote unquote, call something out, what he should be calling out is he should be calling out Democrats for weaponizing the use of race and then not adjusting the race to repair the issues that we need repaired. Because there's a two-tiered problem. They always lead with race and then never do anything for the race of people whose history they exploit for their own personal gain. But Tim Scott happened to leave that part off. He left that part off. So now Kamala Harris says it's backwards to fight discrimination with different types of discrimination, and it's wrong to try to use our quote unquote painful past to dishonestly shut down debates in the present, Scott said Wednesday. What debate? The only debate that has been consistently shut down is reparations. Are you serious? Is this dude delusional or what? Would you guys agree that the only debate that's consistently been shut down is reparations? If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So my question is, what debate is it that Tim Scott was talking about? But regardless of what debate it is that Tim Scott is talking about, just understand that Tim Scott and Kamala Harris, they both agree that America is not a racist country. Okay? Kamala Harris is a member of the AAPI community. She's a convertible. You know what I'm saying? And she's converted herself into a black person. So now we're going to talk about the other convertible. You know, you can get different colors of convertibles. One time my dad had took me car shopping. They had the black one that looked pretty nice. They had the red one that looked pretty nice. They had the champagne color one. You know what I'm saying? That one looked real nice. So now we're going to go with the South Carolina convertible here. Nimrata. Nikki Haley suggests that racism in America is on a decline. From what? What is her reference of decline of racism? How many people in her family got lynched? How many people in her family were victims of Jim Crow? It looks like she used a shovel to smooth out her makeup, whatever day this is. Now, I've never applied makeup, but I don't think that you're supposed to use a shovel to even it out. But that's what it looked like she did. But the reason why she had a shovel was probably because she was opening up her mouth so doggone much. And every time she said something stupid, she was digging a little bit more of her own career's grave. So now here it says Haley, the daughter of Indian immigrants, also faced criticism recently for failing to mention slavery when a town hall attendee asked her what caused the Civil War. Now, the inconvenient issue that goes on with AAPI individuals is that the AAPI community consistently, epically fails when their quote unquote leadership or people of theirs with status or even just regular people are confronted with historical issues about race in the United States. And the issue with their failure is that they're gaslit by white people because they're saying things that white people want to hear instead of saying accurate representation of American history. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, shout out to Jerry Beffert with the $10 super chat. Definitely appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you. He says, good morning, good morning. What's up? What is up with you? Definitely appreciate you, bro. Make sure that you guys throw some radiation emoji and some flames in the chat for Jerry Beffert. All right. Shout out to AB Promotion. AB Promotion said, I would have got the champagne convertible. You might have messed around and tried to drink it, though, bro, because you only drink champagne. Oh, man. So now here it says Nikki Haley's comments about race are under scrutiny for the second time in recent weeks after suggesting that the United States doesn't have a racism problem. Now, we got to ask a bunch of questions. White people go around all over the place saying that, oh my God, there's anti-white racism all over the place. Racism is racism. So racism can't be on the decline if there's another form of racism on the rise. That can't be the case. First of all, that doesn't make any sense if you're trying to logically explain a concept. So there's that explanation that needs to be satisfied. The next explanation that needs to be satisfied is what are you considering as racism? The amount of times that somebody says the N-word, the amount of times that a black person encounters a Karen, or are we talking about things like the racial wealth gap, things like resource availability, things like political influence? You can silently lock out and block out somebody from many different opportunities or access to many different resources and never say a word of racism and be as nice to them as you want to, and nobody would ever know. Which, even that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? People are still very loudly racist. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, during a Tuesday morning interview with Fox and Friends host Brian Kilmeade, and we watched this on the stream that we did yesterday. So if you need to reference that interview, I'll put a card in the replay that you'll be able to hit, and it'll take you back to that live stream, and you'll be able to watch that live stream. Haley was shown a clip of MSNBC's Joy Reid theorizing that racism in the GOP will prevent a woman of color from clinching the party's presidential nomination. Are you involved in a racist party? Kilmeade asked when the clip ended. So now we know she wasn't going to say that they are. Now, what Kilmeade should have asked her is, why wasn't Larry Elder able to be included in the first debate? Now, I want to ask you guys that question. Why wasn't Larry Elder allowed to be included at the very first GOP debate? What happened there? What went on there that caused that issue? And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 56 people watching and we got 53 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 70. And if you've already hit that like button, choose an emoji down there in the bottom corner and hit that bad boy. Shout out to Nisi. Token Ninja was already present. Facts. Shout out to Caldona. He didn't pass the khaki test. Facts. So Nikki then goes on to say, and notice, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. they have these closed circuit conversations. They never ask anybody that has a different opinion of these kind of situations. They never ask them these questions. They only ask people who they know are going to give a friendly answer. And if you don't give a friendly answer, then what they'll do is they'll call you combative, which who cares what anybody calls anybody? They can call me all kind of names. I want I want people to be as creative as they possibly can with calling me names, because I'm gonna be as creative as I possibly can, living up to everything that you said. So it haunts you. You know what I'm saying? But they never ask anybody or bring anybody on with an opposing opinion. Shout out to Kid Gravity. What's good with it, bro? Kid Gravity was just talking about the AAPI community and their hypocrisy. And here goes more of it. So she says, no, we're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. The former South Carolina governor responded, saying that Reed lives in a different America, which again is ironically true, but not in the sense that she's trying to troll, than the one she knows, and seemingly downplaying the well-documented existence of racism in the U.S. Now, how many people knew that Nikki Haley's father was a professor at a historically black college? If you guys were aware of that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys weren't aware of that, give me a thumbs down. Her father made a living working at a historically black college. So you got to ask yourself the question, what kind of experience did Nikki Haley's father take from that historically black college where he left the impression on Nikki that racism is a false concept in the United States? Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said the lack of top lip is insane. Yo, the fact that her finger is as long as a street light is also insane. She one of them type of people that wear them gloves with the cut off fingertips, and she wears the fingertips off all the time to try to like look stylish and cute, but really it's because her like where the normal fingertips are at, they stop at her first knuckle because that's how long them fingers are. I bet you as a child, Nikki was one of them people that if you drop something in an awkward place, they always came and got her to go get it. Hey, I dropped this behind the sink. Can you go get it with them lasso fingers that you got? She can go all behind the toilet. You drop something in a little pipe somewhere. You know, sometimes the houses be having like a pipe exposed and it don't have no cover on it, and you might drop something that you need, like a battery or something like that, in the pipe, and you like, damn, I can't even get it. Nikki got it. Go on and get her. She get them fish hook fingers and put them down in there, and she'll bring it right up for you. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Haley, whose parents immigrated from India. Now, do you all notice that many immigrants, not just black immigrants, many immigrants of all different varieties conveniently feel that they just have some type of wherewithal to proudly misconstrue Black American history? Do you all notice that? Yeah, yeah. Facts. Win, lose, or rug. She definitely looks like a broom rider. She need to get a leather vest, like a motorcycle vest. You know how they be having the symbol on the back? She need to get a vest that say Broom Riders Motorcycle Club. Because she definitely look like a damn broom rider. Shout out to Ron Tolbert, Nikki E.T. Haley. Facts. E.T. phone home. So then she continued on with saying, I know I faced racism when I was growing up, But I can tell you that today it is a lot better than it was then. What kind of racism did she face when she was growing up? Can she give a testimony, a story? Can she give people's names? Our goal is to lift up everybody, not and go divide people on race. Now, here go my thing. When America was actually on paper, right, with the laws actually dividing people on race, where were any of these people who don't want anybody divided on race? Now that America is not divided by race on paper, now all of a sudden everybody is saying that they don't want America divided on, you know what I'm saying? They don't want America divided by race. But when America was actually divided by race, they didn't say that. Nikki's family didn't say that. We've had enough of that in America. No, you haven't had enough of that in America. We've had to deal with it in America. Literally, we are the only group of people in America that have had to deal with this on our own with no intervention from anybody. There she goes, making one of her crazy faces again. And look at the wrist to fingertip ratio. Her hand could have a whole nother sleeve fit over it. I'm telling you, man, when I'm trying to tell you about something that's up with how big this woman's hands are, I'm not playing. Look at how big her hand is, man. It's big enough to completely engulf her head. That's not normal. You know what I'm saying? She looking like, I don't know why my hands are so big. I don't know either. But you always got them all outstretched. She could choke the way that most people choke. Ron, listen to me, Ron. You know how you ever seen a movie and somebody take both hands and choke somebody? When she wraps one hand around your neck, it looks like it's two hands choking you. Like it looked like a bunch of snakes around somebody's neck attached to a wrist. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Nisi for being a bot enforcer. Carlton said, why is she wearing a turtleneck? Is she trying to hide something? Her neck probably just as long as her fingers. You take that turtleneck off, she probably look like a damn giraffe. I think her body parts grow like that. They get long like that when she lies. Like I think she got like a Pinocchio gene or something like that. She started telling lies anytime she have a speech. Her fingers just start growing when she lying. America's not a racist country. Then all you hear is whoop, like a cartoon, and then the finger them got twice as big, and she's like, "Oh shit," you know what I'm saying? Then she stick her hands in her sleeves. What's wrong, Nikki? Nothing. Whoop. Then it extends again because she just lied right there. Something is wrong. My fingers is growing because I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kiko 410. He said, "Evil ET ass fingers." Facts. Now they talking about finger wagging. You know how when you a lot of if you listen to a lot of you know what I'm saying B1 content, you know what I'm saying you will hear people talk about wagging their fingers. Listen, when Nikki Haley start wagging her fingers, get out the way. That's like one of them ropes at the gym that you do your cardio with. You know how you get the rope in each hand and you know what I'm saying? You shake the rope like that, make it go up and down. When Nikki Haley start wagging her fingers at you, get out the way. That's called a swipe. You know what I'm saying? So Her campaign had to later clarify and defend her comments on Fox News, attempting to draw a line between having racism and being racist. And again, these are people like Nikki Haley problems. Do you guys notice that whatever kind of inflammatory statement that Tim Scott says, no campaign team ever has to come and fix it? Anytime any black coon campaigner makes a crazy statement, like the crazy statement that non-black people make about racism, they never have to get anybody to fix it. For one, that's because they already know that the coon ain't gonna win anyway. And for two, that's because the coon is repeating the talking points of these people. When the last time y'all heard them go get somebody to fix something that Clarence Thomas said, or when they go get fix somebody to get somebody to fix something that what's that lady name that won the lieutenant governor in Virginia? Y'all remember? Y'all know who I'm talking about? Who was that won that lieutenant governor election in Virginia? It was a black woman. She said some crazy shit. They know, didn't nobody go and get her. Let me fix this up for you. Winsome, yeah. Winsome, that's her name. Win some, you lose some. Her name was win some, you lose some. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Her parents should have named her lose some. So now she says the same exact shit that Kamala Harris said, which is why it's clear that there's a cultural issue with racism with the AAPI community. They purposely attempt to misconstrue and provide afactual testimony about everything. About everything. America has always had racism, but America has never been a racist country. How does that work? I need somebody to explain that. Can anybody explain that? She probably sounded like AOC when she said this too. Well, America's always had racism, but America's never been a racist country. If you don't shut your nonsensical ass up. If you said this, if this was a testimony in court and you were under oath, would the judge accept that? If the judge would accept that, give me a thumbs up. If the judge wouldn't accept that, give me a thumbs down. Who would accept that as testimony? What does that mean? What question does that answer? What does that address? Do that address anything? The liberal media always fails to get that distinction. It can throw a fit, but that doesn't change Nikki's belief that America is special because its people are striving to do better and live up to our founding ideas of freedom and equality. The founding ideas of freedom and equality weren't even extended to all of the people that were in the United States, which is one of the reasons why it's so important to talk about this. Uh-oh, Magatron had a meltdown. Shout out to TD Media Group, formerly TD Hip Hop Media. The judge would lock your ass up. Facts. Look, Magatron had a meltdown. Oh man, I wonder if they went. I wonder if they went and fixed him. Haley recently received criticism on both sides of the aisle, including from former President Donald Trump, for failing to mention slavery when a New Hampshire town hall attendee asked her what caused the Civil War. I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms, and what people could and couldn't do, she said at the event in late December. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was? At that point, there's not even a need to have any kind of conversation with you. Who cares? Who cares what I think? You're delusional. I try to avoid talking to delusional people. If I know better, if I know you're delusional, if I've seen you be delusional, I'm good on talking to you. I already know what time it is. I'm gonna be talking to you and you're gonna be in a whole nother universe. I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? So now it says the man who asked the question shot back by saying he wasn't the one running for president, prompting her to continue her answer. Again, when it comes to dealing with these AAPI politicians, including Andrew Yang, they all fail when it comes to dealing with race. They're not invested in our history. What they're invested in is they're invested in getting the support of the people who created the dark, oppressive parts of our history in this country, which means that it's in their best interest to make those people feel good and make it like they don't have a blood legacy, which they do. You do have a blood legacy. But Nikki Haley knows that it's going to be hard for her to convince the very people who are beneficiaries of the blood legacy to support her if she says that. Well, you know you're the beneficiary of a blood legacy. Oh, hell no, I'm not voting for her. That was my grandmother. That was my grandfather. My grandfather built that plantation. No, he didn't. Some slave named Jethro Scott built it. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So now again, Nikki starts babbling. We've already been over this. I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government, Haley added, before emphasizing the importance of quote unquote economic freedom and capitalism, which is interesting, right? Because economic freedom is literally in the conversation of discussions of reparations. We already know what time it is. Nikki manhands Haley will probably never have a reparations discussion that won't involve some type of mail-splaining. Or it won't involve some type of Karen meltdown. She act like she got abused or something like that, so she doesn't have to finish the conversation. It'll be some type of performance. President Joe Biden was quick to seize on the moment, taking it to social media to write it was about slavery, along with a clip of the exchange. So somebody got up on Joe Biden's Twitter account and posted this for his incoherent ass. But honestly, this sounds like about what he would say. It was about slavery, and then leave off the fact that his family were plantation owners. You know what I'm saying? So we've already gone through Nikki Haley's debacles. We know that what Nikki Haley is about. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of brush up information on that from that article. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do to get a full picture of what went on with Nikki Haley is watch the last stream. All right. And like I said, I'll put a card in the replay. You'll see it pop up in the top right hand corner, and you'll be able to click on that and look at the full situation if that's something that you're interested in. What something that I'm interested in is if everybody could smash that like button, because we got 70 people in this bad boy. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate each one of y'all being in here. If you haven't hit that like button, please take a moment and hit that like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel. The next goal is to get to 100 likes. All we need is 36 more likes to get there. So I know y'all can do it. So let's do it. Help me out. And also, if you're not part of the Discord, please take a moment and hit that link that's in the comments section and join the Discord. All right. Let me ask you who can see the survey? What's the percentage of notifications that Discord gave? Can somebody put the number in the chat? Shout out to DSA. DSA said I ain't hitting the like button. Okay. TD Hip Hop Media them hollered in your ear. I see. It's all good. It's all good. I got something for y'all. So this is from 17 hours ago. Harris says no denying America's history of racism. Wait a minute now. Which one is it? Which one is it now? She's sitting up there acting like she got a memory like Joe Biden. Did you forget what you said in 2021? No, you are not reading this wrong. If you are looking at your screen and it says Harris says no denying America's history of racism, you're looking at that right. And that was posted 17 hours ago. So she made a full flip from what she has said before. How do you do it? How does one do that? Somebody make that make sense. This is like a cocaine is a hell of a drug moment. And people need to get on her ass about this. Now, here goes the question. All of these mainstream media outlets that these people go on and say all of this nonsense, these are literally the people that archive all of this information. These are the people where we get our receipts from. You mean to tell me you don't have a receipt on speed dial where you could just pull that bad boy up like, yo, so what changed between 2021 and 2024 that you saying this now? She's fake. She's a flake. What this tells you right here is that she cannot be trusted. And if she cannot be trusted, please do not extend your vote to her. The very least that somebody should have, if you are kind enough and supportive enough to give them your vote, they should at least be able to be trusted. Phantom face Kamala Harris cannot be trusted. She's only saying this against Nikki Haley because she knows that the Democrats are in the dumps, and any kind of baseline Republican obtuseness, baseline Republican rhetoric that she can attach herself to, she's going to say, oh, look what they said. I know it hurt your feelings. Vote blue no matter who. Ain't nobody on that. You know that's exactly what she's doing. Look at what Nikki Haley said. Look at what you said. Nikki Haley said racism don't exist. And you know what you said? You sat up there smelling like curry, talking about you ain't going to do anything for black people now. You could throw on some deodorant for us. You could brush your teeth for us. You could do that. But she ain't even trying to do that. Even that's asking too much. She changed her stance completely. Vice President Harris said clearly that the U.S. has racism in its history. If the United States has racism in its history, then how is the United States not a racist, not an inherently racist country? Seriously, I need you guys to help me out with that. Please help me, ladies and gentlemen. 911. If America is historically a racist country, how is America not inherently racist? Help me out with that. Please help me. Help me, please. Bucking remarks to the contrary from GOP presidential candidates Nikki Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. There's no denying that we have racism in our history as a nation. Racism. She said it in an ABC News interview on Wednesday. Okay. I think we should agree that while it is part of our past and that we see vestiges of it today, we should be committed collectively to not letting it define the future of our country. Well, if it's still if that's still going on, right? If what she's saying is still going on, then her depiction is not accurate. Her depiction is not accurate because if there was no racism, this wouldn't be a conversation and we'd be talking about something else. But we're not talking about something else. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at this real quick. Hold on real quick.
That we have in our history as a nation, racism. And that racism has played a role in the history of our nation. And when I think about it, I think we all would agree that while it is part of our past and we see vestiges of it today, we should also be committed collectively to not letting it define the future of our country. It is not in the best interest of our progress as a nation to ban books and deny our children the ability to benefit from the knowledge of America's full history.
She don't even know America's full history. Real quick, shout out to Torian. Torian said whenever she bounces her head around like a bobblehead, she's lying. Facts. Something else that you can tell that happens when she lies is anytime she opens her mouth. You know what I'm saying? As long as her mouth is shut, kind of hard to see what's going on. As soon as her mouth is open, lies are coming out of it. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Kiko with the 2 ducats. Make sure y'all throw some radiation emoji in the chat and some flames for Kiko. I smell yogurt, curry, and naan. Facts. Disrespectful, man. And after all of this, right? It's like these people don't think that we're going to look at this stuff. It's like these people don't think that we don't sit around and review receipts all year. And then they'll come and try to convince us that none of this ever happened. You can't make it up. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, Nan be hitting. I can't lie. Hey, yo, fufu ain't bad neither. There's a lot of African food that I like, bro. My dude that I work with made some homemade fufu, bro. That shit was great. You know what I'm saying? It had the pepper soup on it. If y'all ain't never had none of that type of food, I would advise you to go get you some. You know what I'm saying? Torian said, did you have it with the how do you say, with the Egusi? I don't know. I don't know what that is or if that was on there. But it's good though. Carl just said, I ain't gonna lie, I be tearing up some Indian food. Indian food is good, bro. Shout out to Nunya. Nunya says we have to find a comedian black female to make a caricature of her and just laugh her into legitimacy. Yeah, into illegitimacy. Yeah, I agree. If you guys agree with Nunya, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Oh, that's the soup that goes with the fufu. Yeah, I had that. I had that. Yeah, I had that. So So now she goes on to say, it's unfortunate that there are some who would deny fact or overlook it when in fact moving towards progress requires that we speak truth, she added, referencing Haley's remarks earlier this week. Now, what's interesting about this, right? What's interesting about this is that what I'm trying to figure out is the country racist or not, based on what Kamala Harris is saying? Because first, she agreed with Tim Scott. I showed you guys back in 2021 where she agreed with Tim Scott and said that the United States is not a racist country. She said that. Those were her words. Now, as soon as Nikki Haley says something that makes her vulnerable, here come Kamala Harris, literally going completely opposite of what she said in 2021. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with it, bro? So somebody make that make sense. She said, are we perfect? No, but our goal is to always make sure that we try and be more perfect every day that we can. A Haley campaign spokesperson later clarified her comments to The Hill. All right. Noting that while the country, quote unquote, has always had racism, America has never been a racist country. Now, what Haley is saying right there, that's what Kamala Harris said back in 2021. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now my question to you all is, what has happened since 2021 that has made Kamala Harris clearly change her stance? What's happened? What events has taken place that has caused the change of heart? Or is she just pandering? Which one is it? And if she's pandering, should she be trusted? If she can't be trusted, should she get a vote? If she can't be trusted, what's she been doing this entire time that she's in office? I'll tell you one thing she hasn't been doing. She hasn't been doing her assigned job of being a border czar. What's crazy, I've never seen somebody have a job and blatantly not do it, and it just gets completely unaddressed. How many of y'all remember when they designated Kamala Harris the quote unquote border czar? If y'all remember that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't remember that, give me a thumbs down. My question for you all is, from day one in office till currently, what has Kamala Harris done about the border at all? Facts. Facts, Carlton. Carlton said the Democrats losing support caused her change of heart. Big facts. That's exactly what caused her change of heart. And that's why she scrambled to latch onto that. She doesn't listen. Kamala Harris, she doesn't mean it. She's not trying to protect anybody from Nikki Haley's comments. She's disingenuous, and she actually agrees with Nikki Haley. We've seen her. We got the receipts. You know what I'm saying? So now it says DeSantis echoed a similar sentiment later Tuesday. Harris is the country's first black vice president. Now that's interesting, right? For the purposes of this article, they want to call her black. Why don't they say that Harris is the country's first convertible vice president? Because she's a convertible. We about to take care of this situation here. We go into the court of public opinion. Is Kamala Harris the United States' first convertible president? If she the first convertible, give me a thumbs up. If she's not, or if she's not convertible, give me a thumbs down. She's definitely a convertible. So now it say that she often leaned onto her experiences as a black woman to discuss combating the country's racist history from slavery to segregation. Now, she don't even use the little information that she learned becoming a AKA to say anything about the segregation and all that in the country. She don't even use none of that. Vovo to Love said Obama was the first convertible president. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Honestly, it's a lot of people that's convertibles that we don't even know about. Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, they all convertible. Tulsi Gabbard, she's a convertible. Win, lose, or rug. Say, I'm trying to think of a worse term, but we can go with convertible. She's previously criticized the GOP efforts to change history curriculums as attempts to erase America's past and blasted DeSantis for previous comments about slavery. Because remember, slavery was vocational school for Black Americans. All you had to do was just go to a plantation and you'll learn how to change the oil in the car. You'll learn how to change the tires. You know what I'm saying? You'll learn woodworking. All you got to do is just go to the plantation program and you get to those vocational skills. Like, get the hell out of here with this nonsense. Black Freethinker said Obama converted from progressive to neocon. Facts. Carlton Way said Abraham Lincoln was supposedly Black. I ain't even going there. Anytime you have one of those type of conversations, about 20 people unsubscribe because you ain't never gonna satisfy everybody. I'm not even touching that one. Anybody that want to deal with Carlton in the Abraham Lincoln Black thing, y'all have at it in the comment section. Don't expect nothing. Don't expect nothing from me about it. Don't expect nothing from me about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't touching that one. You know what I'm saying? People come out the woodwork on that. That's why Carlton said it. He about to put a smiley face in the chat. See what I tell you? Oh man, yeah, I ain't messing with that. I'm not messing with the Abraham Lincoln, you know what I'm saying, stuff. See, I almost slipped up and said quote unquote conspiracy theories. There's something, but you don't believe, nigga? You don't believe? Look, I ain't saying nothing. I'm pleading the fifth. I'm doing exactly like the politicians do. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just about to get back to this article, and that's it. What's good with it, Neil? What's going on with it? So now here it says, but the vice president has also signaled that she agrees with Haley and DeSantis about the modern day. She said in 2021 that America is not a racist country now, but she has taken issue with extending that ideal to the past. We've gone through 2 anti-Black massacres this year. If what Vice President Harris is saying is true, she should feel bold enough and comfortable enough to have gone to the sites of those 2 race massacres that occurred in the United States and said that racism doesn't exist. Notice how literally nobody did that except for that ignorant sheriff. There was an ignorant Florida sheriff that looks like a black Smokey the Bear. That idiot is the only person that said something like that. And then he gonna sit up there and say, well, what we need to be worried about is black on black crime. And what you need to be worried about is high cholesterol. But you didn't mention anything about statin medication or grapefruit in your speech. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people need to take mini seats. Take a seat. Take one. I'm inviting you to. You see this whole row of folding chairs over here? Take a seat. Shit. Shout out to Emperor Rex. What's good with it, bro? And shout out to Mr. King. What's good with it? So now it says she has also repeatedly acknowledged. Now I tell you one history that Nikki Haley never misconstrues. Nikki Haley never makes any errors when talking about them folks. Do you notice that? Everything is all cloudy and crazy when it comes to dealing with us, which the stuff that, our stuff on paper only ended a couple decades ago. And it was after World War II. But when it comes to World War II and before that, man, Nikki Haley can tell you everything. Why is that? Because the AIPAC pays ducats. That's why. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now Kamala Harris, with her two-faced lying self, goes on to say, there's no question that this system is deeply flawed. Harris said in a 2019 interview during her own presidential campaign, there's systemic racism in the system, which means that the United States is an inherently racist country. But again, notice that she won't admit to saying that. You know what I'm saying? She's a liar. She cannot be trusted. This right here should end her. I should change the thumbnail on this and put Kamala Harris looking crazy in the middle of it and say, Kamala Harris just destroyed her career. You think more people will click on the video? How do you get away with lying like this? And the media, the mainstream media, they're pathetic. They don't hold anyone to task when it comes to these type of situations. The mainstream media, because they're owned by the same people that pay the money for those AIPAC ducats, they don't care either. They don't hold them accountable neither. You know what I'm saying? Now, according to Kamala Harris, she says she's black. She claims she's proud of being black, she added. She claimed that she was born black, but we all know that she's a convertible. She claimed that she will die black. And I'm not going to make any excuses for anybody because they don't understand. Well, what's your excuse? Because you don't understand. What's your excuse? Because you, ma'am, don't understand. But we all do. We all understand. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the stream sponsors. We have 4 of them. Shout out to my man KO Kid Fit with the 2 ducats. Make sure y'all throw some radiation emoji and some flames in the chat for him. Shout out to my man Jerry Bedford with the $10. Make sure y'all show him some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for him. Shout out to Kiko 410 with the 2 ducats. And shout out to Kiko 410 for doubling down on the ducats. All right. Like I said, we got content all day. If one of the moderators could put the link for Magatron in the chat, I'm going to try to get up a stream about Magatron because, believe it or not, there's actually some very interesting things going on with that. So we're going to be talking about that. Make sure that you subscribe to all the backup channels. I can't say it enough. As always, ladies and gentlemen.
Walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city, that's on my knee, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for a feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey.